the thing of liking the culture and the Afrobeat and Afropop. We're trying to bring a naked flavor to that and maybe make it even more accessible.
Det her er Diablo. Hele Sydfyns Radio.
Lige nu er den svenske duo NEIKED aktuel med et helt nyt nummer, der hedder You're Hired, og den bliver vi faktisk lidt klogere på den her eftermiddag, for jeg har nemlig den ene halvdel af duoen med på en forbindelse, nemlig Mikael Rabus. Welcome to you, Mikael.
Tak, Søren. Thank you, Søren.
Mikael, how are you?
I'm great. Just came to Copenhagen last night, and it was a late night, but it feels great to be here. Love Denmark.
Yeah, first of all, why are you in Denmark right now?
We're just meeting our teams over here, and we have some friends in Copenhagen too. So it's a bit of both. Miss the city.
Yeah, and as I said in the beginning, you guys are from Sweden, and well, unfortunately, Victor is sick today. So, but can you tell me about the story of you and Victor and your partnership in NEIKED? How did it all start?
Yeah, it started like a long time ago. We met each other on it's a songwriting type of, I wouldn't call it school. It's just like 30 creative people hang out in the middle of nowhere in Sweden, up north. And yeah, we came more from like doing indie. We were playing in bands, and we were just both liked more indie leaning music. But up there, we found sort of an understanding more for pop music and creating pop records too. And we both liked the same type of music. And after that, we started to do work on other projects as songwriters for others and working as publishers for other writers and stuff like that. And we were always sending our records to other people, and we got really tired of that eventually, because it's always like an artist that needs a record always want to like change the lyric, or a label wants to drop the song, but in like 2 years, and the sound needs to be different and stuff like that. And we just had a bunch of records on a hard drive, which were pretty like weird. We had records with like French people, like Norwegian people, like Swedish people. And we said, why don't we just start our own experimental pop project where we drop stuff in different languages? And we said, let's do that. So we created NEIKED. And the plan was to be independent all the time and just have fun and release stuff that people probably would think would be a bit too off. But then the third record, Sexual, just became massive. And after that, it's just been a crazy journey in a lot of ways. But that's how we met, and that's how NEIKED came about.
Yeah, can you tell me a bit more about this journey you are on right now? It started back in 2015, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our plan was to always be independent and never work with majors. We were pretty anti everything in the music industry when we started this project. So we said, let's just have fun. We just wanted our creativity back and have fun with something. So after Sexual happened, that became a big hit, like a big record. And everything we didn't want just came towards us instead. So all of a sudden, all the majors reached out, and we're just really happy though that radio and everybody played it. But after the Sexual, everybody thought that we were like, okay, now this is a DJ act, another DJ act, and everybody expected another Sexual. But the whole project was about not dropping a record that sounded similar to the one we dropped before. So we were in a pretty like frustrating situation after Sexual, because everybody was expecting another hit or another commercial record, but we just wanted to go back and do something weird, something different. So what happened after that was that we had like 2 years of just a very weird situation where we turned down all the major deals, we turned down everything, and we were just not really creative. We were just sitting and thinking like, what do we do now? This was not the plan. We wanted to be independent for way longer and do weird stuff, but it's hard because when you have a hit record, all of a sudden everybody just expects to have your commercial. You can't do anything about that. So in a way, we just chose to embrace that, and we said we're going to come back. Even we just don't want to be like a one-hit wonder that people think just happened from nowhere. So the past 3 years, we've just been in the studio trying to figure out what to do, and now we're in a great space where we feel that we know exactly what to do, and we have a great creative vibe right now where we've done these records, for example, Hired with Ayra and other ones that are coming out next year. And NEIKED is just like, we're just embracing that we now are more of a commercial act, but we like that, and we have a great team now of people, and we're not just doing everything ourselves right now. So it feels like we're in a great spot. We're just super happy that people like the records we put out so far, and hopefully you'll hear more interesting collaborations next year.
Yeah, and you and Victor, you've worked together for a long time now. But how is it also to work with these upcoming rising stars, vocally writers and stuff like that?
I mean, we love it. I think we always come from a, a point where we like to be a platform for new artists. We like to try and find new vocals that people haven't worked with before and put a spin on them, and see if we can create something that sounds a bit different. It is a lot of work to do that. Like, we don't usually go to the people that everybody is working with. But that's also how we think that we find stuff that sounds new and fresh. So like Ayra for us has been a dream collab. We tried to do a Afro pop, Afro beat record, like even after Sex Show, because we've always liked that scene. We always had a hard time finding the right record and the right collab. So we tried a bunch of different, like, we've been speaking to like Adekunda Gold, for example, for a long time. He's also big in that scene. But then we found this record a year ago, like just the melodies on the record that was written actually by Ray. Who's a great writer and artist as well. And we had this idea on flipping the whole production and the whole vibe and turn it into sort of a mashup, cross pollination between our naked pop world and Ayra's Afrobeat, Afro pop. And she just loved the record when we sent it over. And when she did the vocal, they just sounded way better than we ever imagined. And yeah, that is just one of those collaborations that feels incredible. And the other ones are also really fun, like working with unknown voices. Obviously, Ayra is super big, but we like the combination of working with big up and coming acts that we think are really interesting, and also just voices in general that we think are cool, but just don't have a platform.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I really like about you guys. You, of course, it's nice to work with some of the big names, but also working with these rising stars. I really like that one. But also, can you tell me a bit more about this song "You're Hired," who is trending right now? You talked a bit about the process getting to this one. Do you guys send something to Ayra, or does she also has some thoughts and you talk about it, or how does it work?
Yeah, we had this with this almost finished song together with Ray, where we just turned the production more into a pop leaning Afro beat, Afro thing, and the melodies were always in that lane. But when Ayra got the record, she obviously put her twist on the whole thing, and she changed some stuff in the lyric as well. But what Ayra does that only she can deliver is also her tone, like her tone and delivery of the song is everything. So when her flavor in that collaboration, if you would hear the demo, it would sound way different, like way more pop and not at all like this version. But the way that we collaborate is that we sent it to her with the idea of her sounding really good on it. Sometimes that goes well, or it doesn't work out the way you think it will. When she put down her vocal and her sort of flavor, it was just one of those collaborations where it's like, oh, this is way better than we ever thought it would be. So it was us working on a record for a long time, sending it over to her, bouncing ideas with her. She liked it, which is just incredible. And that she would put it down, we never thought that, but that's how the collaboration came about. And yeah, it was a pretty long process, but we're just really happy it turned out the way it did. And we think it sounds just, yeah, really good.
Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. Can you tell me a bit more about the number? What kind of song is it, and what's it about?
Uh, yeah, yeah, the hired song.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, do you mean what it's about, or what type of song it is?
yeah. Kind of both. What type of song is it, and what's it about?
I mean, for us, it's like we like of liking the culture and the Afrobeat and Afropop. We're trying to bring a naked flavor to that and maybe make it even more accessible. That's what we think it is. Like us just putting a bit of pop into her world without like, we think that it's very respectful to her genre as well. Like, it sounds like Ayra, but just we're giving Ayra a different spin. And I mean, lyrically, yeah, it's about it's a love song. when you're just madly in love from the beginning when you meet somebody. And that lyric is obviously Ray's work of art, but how Ayra brings that to life is just incredible.
And Mikael, I also have to ask this question with the name NEIKED. Why did you guys end up with the name NEIKED?
Yeah. We had some people we worked with who actually like to record the songs naked. So they were sitting naked in the studio booth, and Victor was also found naked in a booth once. So it's a upcoming theme. Sometimes wild, weird nights. But yeah, it was a long time ago we came up with that name, but that is partly the reason why we're naked.
Well, it's a good reason. Mikael, I also now you have some hits, Sexual, Better Days, and now this one, You're Hired. What about the future? What does the future brings for NEIKED?
Yeah, first of all, we have a video. Ayra is coming over to Stockholm in a week. That's going to be super fun and interesting. And then we worked on a bunch of music the past, even since COVID. So we have some amazing collabs coming in 2024. People we've just dreamt about working with will be featuring on some of the records. So we're just really hyped about the upcoming releases, but hopefully you'll hear it soon. And we're just really happy people are, and you guys are playing Hired right now. That just feels, we're very grateful for that.
Mikael, thanks for the talk. And yeah, of course, let's hear the song You're Hired.
Thank you, and thank you, Radio Diablo.
Vi elsker hele Sydfyn. Diablo.